When I start my baskets, I usually start with the center, and I like to have a solid, unbroken, well, this is an oval, but say a circle, but this is an oval, so that it's hard to tell where the start and the ending begins. You can see the second row starts right there. The covered wrapped row is continuous. It's a little rough there. This is one of my early baskets, so I'm going to show you how I do that first row. I've started off, as you can see, with a wrapped row around my center. You can see that I do have some pieces sticking out here. This is a little skinny, and it gets fatter until we get to the full width right about here. So now I'm working with the full width. And so I'm going to continue to wrap, and when I get around, I'm going to show you how I get to this part. Let me just do a little bit to get this going. These centers come from Barb Nelson, and I love it. I love this smooth resin finish. It just is so nice to work with. Got one more before I go into the hole. Okay. I usually like to go through the hole twice. I just like to make sure that it's firm. I go through the same hole twice. So I'm going to continue to go around until I get closer to my beginning point. You see, I've got these sticking out on this side, and I've got these coming around, and pretty soon I'm going to have to take my straw off because I'm going to have to join these together in a moment, and I'm not going to use the entire coil. I'm going to actually divide it at some point, but I still need to keep my thickness as I'm coming over here, and I'm going to be picking up these in a moment. All right, I'm going to remove my straw. What I want to do is kind of combine this. I'm going to just do a loose wrap just to help hold it all together. Where I'm going to come back. Because I just want to help hold it together, so I'm not gonna go like really tight. I'm just trying to pull everything together from both sides. Hope you can see this, because I'm kind of working this way, and then I'm gonna come back to finish it. I'm not going through the holes right now. Oh, come on, please don't go back there. Okay, over here, I don't want to go through the entire coil. I actually want to leave some out there. So I'm just going to go through like part of it. Okay, that's enough to at least hold it kind of in the general vicinity that I want it. So I'm gonna go back to this point. It's a little rough looking at the moment. Yeah. Try to get this in the light so you can see it. But now I've got my thread back over here, so I'll go in and I'll fill it in evenly, and then I'll pick up my holes. I'm using black sinew, waxed sinew, and I split it into 3 sections. All right, I changed positions to hopefully make it easier to see. It does look a little rough at the moment. Here's my string where I just started, and here's the sinew where I ended the last one. So I'm just going to make sure that they go into the coil. And I still have these 2 holes to do, and I'm going to wrap part of this in with that, but I want to leave some of them sticking out. And I also need to remember that I have to continue to feed. I need to continue to feed some in here so that I have enough to start the next coil. The next coil will it won't be full. It won't be a full width of a coil. It will be a little bit skinny, but I have to quickly get it up to where it needs to be. Okay, so make sure our strings are in here. And I just went through the hole one time, so I need to go through it a second time to make sure that that is secure. Alright, now I have to feed my needle into that space. This part's it's a little challenging. It takes a little extra work to try to get it to look neat. I'm kind of reaching around the camera to hopefully give you a better view, but it's a little awkward, a little uncomfortable for me too, because I have to lean around. And I gotta try not to bump the camera. I don't want to use all of these coils. I might do one or two more just because I have that on there, but then I gotta start splitting it because I don't want to use all of it because it's gonna get too fat. So this is gonna be the last one that I go around. Okay, let's put that there. Last one that I go around. Alright, now I want to start, I'm going to just go like leave just a few needles out. I'm going to try to taper in and I think I'll do a couple that same way. So I'm going through just through a few, doing this the same as the last one. This is underneath a few of those needles. I lost my needle. Okay, that was where I need to go into that last hole. I think I'll go under just a couple more. So I'm not wrapping all of the pine needles right at this point. I'm sort of tapering it. I'm leaving some sticking out, so it's going to look really odd for a little while until I get to here, and then I'll start transitioning into the next row. Okay, so I went under there. I'm going to go the same place. See how I'm splitting the coil? I'm only taking some of it because I am joining this side coils with the ones coming off here, but I want to leave some out. Just got to finish wrapping from here to there, and this might still be too much, so I'll have to keep tapering. Now I'm going to go put a little bit more on the top and a little less on the bottom. I'm sure this is a lot slower than just, you know, wrapping and stopping suddenly, but I'm just fussy about having abrupt starts and endings. It just messes with my brain. I just can't deal with it. Some people are really good at disguising it, those sudden starts and stops, and I appreciate it when they, oh shoot, almost got another knot, but I caught it before it wrapped, got it there. Okay, I think I have it about the right width that I need for completing this first wrapped coil. I just need to complete, keep throwing my needle down. Probably because I'm in an uncomfortable position, stretching around the camera. Make sure that this thing is getting wrapped. Okay. Maybe 2 or 3 more, and then we'll have the wrapped row done. Alright, now what's looks a little weird. Okay, I've got this so it's kind of on, looks like it's on the same row, but what it looks strange is you can see how I've got them coming out at different places, and I've got to work that into the next row. So I want to show you how I do the next row when all of these are in different places. So now the hard part. I have to get the straw back on this horrible mess. So, of course, they're all different lengths. It's kind of loose, so it needs some more. Now right here it seems thick enough, but out here it's a little thin. I think it could still take another. Okay, I am ready to do the second row. My needle, my thread has ended up right here. So I think I want to do a stitch right there. I want to bring my thread to the front side to begin my second row, and this time I go around everything so we can kind of include all that in there. The second wrap, and then I want to come through this way. This is going to be a tie stitch. Come right here between the two coils, and we go right in there. Okay, now got this loose little thing right there. I don't want that. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so I've got my first stitch of the next row, and my coil is good there. So I'm going to go to the next, and I want to be on the opposite side. When I begin, don't split the thread, and I'm going to go into the tie stitch. Well, that's what that first stitch is, the tie stitch. So you can see how this row is continuous. It's a little rough right there. I think I had a little too much pine needles right there. I probably should have not taken that last stitch. I probably should have went under here, but it doesn't look too bad. So you can see how I've finish the stitch. Okay, and then come in here and we secure the tie stitch with that little stitch between the coils, and that holds it together. That's why I like that stitch so much. It's almost like making a knot. There. So the second row has begun. The first wrap row is complete.